Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm Chuck Rogers, licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm Keith Dunn, and I'm a network engineer.
And together we are Tabletop Coffee.
Yeah, where we are bold and never, ever bitter.
And tonight we're doing part 2 of Is It Okay to Say No to Sex? Stay tuned and we'll talk about it.
You know what? I am not even going to roll away tonight.
Yeah, the last video you rolled completely out.
Yeah, I rolled out of the screen. I was just, it's this 3-letter word, man. It's just the 4-letter words are okay, but it's this 3-letter word that just really gets to me. And we had a comment about that from one guy.
Yeah, we had a lot of views on our last video, a whole lot more than we were expecting.
Yeah,
it really went
we
over
did.
well.
Yeah.
And we had some people writing back about that, and it was a kind of an unexpected comment.
Yeah,
I guess to recap, go back and watch the other video. Keith will put it up there.
Yeah, I'll put it right up here.
Is it okay to say no to sex? And we were talking about the right of refusal.
That's
With
right.
everything.
Sure.
Request making, you put it out there. This would be helpful for me. I would like this if you would. And the other person can say yes or no. Let me think about it.
All right.
In regard to anything in your relationship, but
Sure.
that also applies to sex.
Okay.
And then the other part of this was that oftentimes people's sex drives aren't the same, right? Most of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
One person is here and one person is here. Usually it's the guy here and the gal here.
Right.
Occasionally it's reversed, girl here and guy here. On a very rare occasion, is it the same?
Sure.
So what do you do when one person's drive is here and one person's here? The idea is that the lower sex drive person can offer the higher sex drive partner a sexual gift to tide them over until they can make love again.
Okay.
And so one of the people who wrote in says this: the no isn't the problem. The problem is, I don't want you. I don't want to, but I'll do it is arguably worse than I don't want to, so I won't do it.
Thinking through this
Yeah.
as I read through it this weekend, because it came in pretty quick after the video was released this weekend, and I was thinking, that has to be a really tough position to be in, to feel that the person that you are with doesn't want to do this, doesn't want you. And they're saying that it's much worse to have that side than for the person to just say, no, I don't want that with you.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Chapman's very famous book has been out for many, many years, The 5 Languages of Love.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly physical touch is one, which includes sex.
Okay.
Acts of service,
Right.
quality time, words of encouragement, and gifts.
Okay.
All very, very great ways of saying I love you and receiving love from another person.
Okay.
But one of these ways for a lot of people is physical touch, is sex, is making love.
Right.
So I think a lot of times for people who don't value or don't really like or enjoy sex as much as the other person, or sometimes not at all, they think about, well, hey, can't you get your needs met in another way? Doesn't it matter when I cook a meal for you?
Right.
Doesn't it matter when I buy you a gift? Doesn't it matter when we spend time together?
Right.
But what if your language is quality time
Right.
and you don't spend time with that person for a month or 6 months or a year or
Right.
2 years or longer?
Right.
What would it be like for that person who doesn't get the time that they need?
Yeah, they wouldn't feel love.
Yeah, they would think like they don't matter.
Right.
And the same thing is true. What's it like for a person for whom their love language is sexual interaction and they don't get sex for a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years or longer?
Right.
What's it like for that person?
Yeah. They would not feel loved.
Yeah, I don't feel loved. I don't matter
Right.
to you. And that's what it's like for a lot of people. And, one of my all-time favorite mentors, I've talked about her 1,000 times in this channel, Michelle Weiner Davis,
Right.
talks about this. And she's talked about, she wrote a book called The Sex-Starved Marriage.
Right.
And then she wrote another book called The Sex-Starved Wife, because it's not just a guy-gal thing.
Right.
There are many women out there who desire to be loved sexually by their husbands, and they're not.
Okay.
And so she wrote this book for them. So it's not just a guy-girl thing,
Right.
but for the person who is not getting the amount of sex, the quantity of sex, and the quality of sex that they want from their partner, that person's dying inside.
Yeah.
That person is hurting
Right.
inside. So it's just not okay
Okay.
to not have a fulfilling sexual relationship for each person in the relationship.
Okay, so let's get back to this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Because he's in pain.
oh, he's in pain. He needs help.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people out there who are going through something like this?
I would say to these people, I would say, look, obviously you're in pain. I would encourage you to have a conversation with your wife. In this case, it's the guy who's not getting the sex that he wants from the gal who doesn't want to be with him.
Right.
So I would say to you, check it out with your wife. Find out from her why it is that she's so averse to having a sexual relationship with you. Take the humble road and say, are there things that I'm doing that are causing you pain and pushing you away that cause you to not want to be with me sexually?
Right.
Are there things that I'm doing emotionally to you, verbally to you, that are pushing you away and are causing you pain and you don't want to have a sexual relationship with me? Because if there is, I don't want that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want that to continue to be a hindrance in our life. So I would have that kind of conversation.
Right.
If that's not the case, then I would encourage you to have a conversation with her to say, okay, what is it from your side then? Is there something in your background, such as trauma or sexual trauma, that's making it difficult or impossible for you to be interested in and to be open and to have a sexual relationship with me? And maybe that would lower the barriers so that sexual intimacy could take place.
Okay.
And then if you still can't get past it, you can read some books together, such as the ones I've talked about here. There's many other good books about sexuality that couples can read together.
Sure.
And then if you can't do that, I would encourage you to reach out to somebody, to a marriage coach, get somebody else on board to help you guys to manage this piece of your relationship, because it's very likely already a problem, and it's not going to get better, and would kind of mushroom and really bring your marriage to a divorce.
Okay. Well, we definitely don't want to get there.
No.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah. Hey, I hope that was helpful for you. If it was, would you please subscribe? Because we would really appreciate that.
Yeah, and be sure and ding that bell so you're notified of upcoming episodes.
And make sure to like it.
Yeah, share it with your friends.
Thanks, everyone.
Until next time.